Howdy, partners. Please read the disclaimer. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. We're going to talk about what's happening today in the crypto markets. The market continues to sell off. What is the reasons why this is happening, even though things are looking okay, right? Also, Ripple with another acquisition. Ooh, and we'll talk about the current Ripple swell that is happening today. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out the good vibes, right? Red, green. We always give out the beautiful smiles to send out the good vibes. Smash that like button because likes are what fuels my belly, right? I don't eat, as you can see, I'm on a diet, but the likes, that's what fuels my belly. Currently, XRP is sitting at $2.25. Ew, right? We hit back down to the support zone here at 225. You can see we had this zone back around October 10th, where we had, so that's October 17th, which we dropped down to these levels, and XRP is back again right there. But again, it's not just XRP. There's a lot of massive red that is happening right now. Solana continues to just sell off significantly. It's down, I think, 17 or 18% since Monday morning. So yeah, 70% almost. Ethereum also almost at the levels that it was on October 10th. So kind of, surprising, right? Bitcoin has held pretty nicely, but also getting close. Remember, it went to 101. And we'll talk about what the CEO of one of the biggest market makers recently said in an interview. There's actually things that are going around that are saying that they are the reason, maybe, that the market has been selling off. But the CEO has denied that part, but he has said other things that I want to bring to you that kind of reassure what I have been saying over the past few days about the state of the market, right? So we're seeing here continuing to sell off 4 or 5%. There are some assets that have been doing okay, like ICP and Dash here that continues to rise, ZEC, right? So there are assets that are in the green in the top 100, but for the most part, it's just, lots of red, lots of sell-offs, and these are possibilities that we have talked about on the channel. We've talked about how there's always the possibility of a pullback. There's always a possibility that assets gets sold off, and again, that's why I don't know what's going to happen again. And what we talk about in the video is only my opinion. This is my theories, what I am potentially doing. Of course, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Be very careful in these markets. We just saw, again, massive liquidations, 1.32 billion liquidated in the last 24 hours. It's one of the biggest, this one. It's a top 10 liquidation event of all time, right? Of course, 1010 was the most, but as you can see here, it's almost close, right? It's getting close to this top 10 list. So we have to be diligent. We have to know that risks are on the table right now. And surprisingly, I was just talking to my wife. Yeah, I got a wife. And I was telling her, listen, darling, honey bunny, I kind of, the market is not great right now. But what's the silver lining is that there's no real negative thing that is happening right now for the crypto market, maybe outside of the US government being shut down, and the probabilities are now that it might go until through Thanksgiving, maybe December 1st. That would be a 60-day shutdown, almost doubling the longest ever. So that could be the reason. But what I am seeing and what the CEO of that company, the market maker, he said that a lot of firms, a lot of trading firms, a lot of market makers got hit significantly with losses on those leverage positions. They have mechanisms that are supposed to keep them safe, right, from extreme movement like that, and they didn't, right, and the mechanism didn't work correctly. And that was part of these, those big wicks that we saw, and that they are still hurting. And he said that it could even take weeks for them to recover. So my theory that these big trading firms are releasing assets because of October 10th seems more probable, actually, after hearing him speak. I have the interview, but I'm not sure, again, what the algo likes, what it doesn't like. So you can find the interview on X, on Twitter. By the way, if you're not following me on X or Twitter, now's the time to do so. Okay, so you can get all the latest up-to-date news that is coming out. We're almost at 5,000 followers on X, so I'll link it in the description down below. And we also have the email list. If you're interested, sign up the email list, and then also I'll be able to contact you if I have to go on vacation again or anything like that happens. I'll be able to contact you. We also have the indicator if you're interested. You can also get that through our partners here. So check it out in the description down below. Okay. And again, please trade responsibly. Make sure you understand the risks. Again, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence. So Ripple now acquiring another company, right? They are on a acquiring spree. Digital asset wallet and custody company Palisade to expand its institutional crypto services. So they are going heavy on institution services. They are not really, in general, they were never really going with their products to retail, but now it's getting even more advent. No, that's not the word. More clear. That's the easier word. More clear that they are going, that's the niche, that's where they're going. Institutional crypto services, that's where they are trying to put their flag in. We saw last night with the announcement on the Ripple Prime. And so this is, again, another company that they are acquiring on the heels of Ripple Swell that is happening tonight. And even first ever appearance from someone on the White House, Executive Director and President Council Advisor on Digital Assets, will be representing the White House at Ripple Swell event tomorrow in New York City, according to Cryptos R Us here. So again, would you think that a year ago that someone from the White House would be attending Ripple Swell? I don't know. I've seen, by the way, a few pictures from like the event the night before, from last night, and it looks very like if I would have gone, I would have had to wear a suit. Everybody was in a suit. I don't know. Maybe it's just a New York thing, because in Singapore, nobody was wearing a suit. Well, actually, there were some finance guys that were in suits, but all the crypto guys, nobody was in a suit. I don't own a suit. I had one for my wedding, which was about 11 years ago. And since then, no suits for me. So I don't know if that even fits. It probably doesn't. So maybe if I go next year, I gotta purchase one. I don't know. Probably not. There's no reason here where I live to wear a suit. It's too hot, right? Nobody wears suits. Only like politicians and things like that. So it's very interesting, right? We talk about, well, is the bull market over, and is this the peak? Was that 100 and what was it, 26, 25? Was it the peak? Well, if we look back on it, Bitcoin and even Ethereum touched new highs, right? But remember, they're the two that had the ETFs, Outside of them, all the oldies, meaning assets that were around in 2020 and 2021, that's not that I misspoke. BNB also created a new high, right? So outside of those three, everybody else in the top 20, top 50, right? If they're not new, because of course someone that is newer, like Sui, had a new high at 5.2, right? But that's a newer asset. So the assets and actually sold actually did also have. So I want to rewind the video. Right, I rewind. A lot of assets still haven't. Okay, some did, but a lot didn't. And even when they created highs like Solana and Ethereum, it was a mini cross, right? A mini crossover, right? They didn't have, Bitcoin went from 68,000 to 124,000. So it's the new high is almost double, right? So that's significant. But others, it didn't happen. Okay. And so, thinking that, this might have been, the end of it, it's surprising. And if you go and you see, according to CryptoQuant, notes this cycle is dominated by new whales, corporate treasuries, and long-term accumulators, making it structurally different from past bull runs. Retail investors are still out, right? We're not seeing, it's called shrimp inflows, right? We're not seeing them in the market, shrimps, right? And maybe you're a shrimp, maybe I'm a shrimp too, I don't know. But we're not seeing new shrimps like in previous cycles come into the market. We haven't seen that big run up that we had seen in previous cycles. And again, that leads many to believe that we're not there. And what has been happening and the movements that we are seeing are because of these treasury companies, are because of the whales, new big whales that are coming in, and not retail. Retail seems, and by the way, if you look at like the social media numbers as well, we're not even close to the numbers that we were seeing in 2020, 2021, right? If you go like across all the crypto channels, not just XRP, although XRP back in 2020, 2021 wasn't receiving, lots of views, but, like the big ones, Altcoin Daily and Cryptos Are Us and all those, that they get lots of views, they're still down significantly, right? And so this is a very interesting scenario. Without that happening, are we at a peak of this cycle? That is the big question. I don't know. Again, I'm not a prophet. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, or the next day. And that's very, very important to remember. And make your decisions and say, okay, why is this happening? Why are we seeing this pullback? And am I confident, not confident, right? That's something that you have to decide with yourself. But it's very interesting time, and we'll see how this week plays out. Like overnight trading, by the way, on the stock market was also negative. So I don't know how the markets are going to react today after the other markets were doing very good and crypto is selling off. Again, it's kind of weird, but on the flip side, after hearing the CEO of that market maker, I understand a little bit more why this is happening. And it's, again, relevant to the theory that I've had over the past few days that someone or multiple firms are unraveling a little bit and are selling off assets because of what happened on October 10th. And that's putting selling pressure, and it's kind of like a snowball, liquidations and all that. And again, and so it will be very interesting to see how this week plays out. We might, wake up in a week or 2 or 3 weeks and we're, back on the trail, but we'll see. Again, I don't know exactly what's going to happen. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.